Hello everybody, John here, and today on To The Garage I'm just getting Purdy ready for a trip to Gaydon. Hi all! Yeah, I'm off to the Jaguar Gathering at Gaydon. Should be a big one. There is a rumour that we'll be able to see Project 00. I desperately want to see it, I've got to say. But yeah, Purdy's been a bit neglected and I'm using her tomorrow. So I thought I'd give her a little bit of a dust off, check out and do a few little tasks. Last night, and I literally forgot about this, I took out the plastic insert, which is not standard, something I added to this hole here in the hood because it's white, just to spray up. And what I've been using, very sorry Mike, I haven't even got round to opening this package yet, but it's so impressive as a piece of packaging. It's almost art. It's a under tray for Sapphire, but yeah, I'm hoping to get that out and get it on in the next couple of days actually. It's just one of these. They're plastic inserts that are in big heavy packing boxes for lifting them so you don't cut your fingers. And the particular ones that I've used on Purdy, I mean, I can't tell you where to buy them. I don't know where to buy them from. I had to buy a bicycle to get it. Got it round here on my little... Oh, it fell off. There you go. Told you I forgot about it. So that's bright white plastic. I just put a mist of primer on it last night just to key the surface up a little bit. I think this morning I'm going to give it another touch of primer and that'll do as a finish for now because it's very similar to the colour of the headliner anyway. The batteries on the C-Tech, I put this on last night. I would have expected it to be further through its cycle actually, which makes me wonder if I'm starting to have a few issues battery wise, but I'll turn it off in order to get my jobs done. Car out of the garage. So we're outside, so we can give it a little wash, but I've just thought of another little task that we can do. Where's my Neela? There it is. And that is, I'm guessing most of you, who are regulars at least, will remember that I've got the Jagaux Bluetooth unit in the car now. And that lives up here. And that means that my 1996 Jaguar XK8 has Bluetooth, which is amazing. And that was all thanks to Alex Strachan, who was kind enough to send me one of his units because it's his company, Jagaux. I fitted it. I was very happy with it. It had a few little clunky glitches in terms of control, which he sent me an update, which I've installed. Also did a video on that. There you go, just remove the bottom of my tray. And I know a lot of you have bought his unit since and been very impressed. Well anyway, Alex has kindly sent me yet another small update. And this actually goes out with all his units now, so it's not really an update if you purchase one. And that is this harness, which has got various chokes, a bit of circuitry on here. I can see capacitors. It's a significant thing because some users have been experiencing some whine, which is related to their alternators. Just a signal that the alternator's giving off, interfering with the unit and compromising sound quality a little. As obviously I was an early adopter slash tester, I fitted a unit that didn't come with this, and to be fair, I've not experienced any issues, but Alex has been kind enough to send me the wiring harness update. Just seeing if I can remove the plug without removing the unit, and I think the answer to that's going to be no, just because I haven't got bendy enough fingers. So what I'm going to have to do is just unstick. This has just got some self-adhesive pads. So I'm just going to go and get one of my trim levers to take this off. Let's get this trim tool in there. So open that gap a little. I can hear the pads tearing now. Not putting on a lot of force, just being consistent. There we go. Now, there's a multi-plug at the back, so I'm just going to disconnect that. There we go. That's the multi-plug in question. And all I've got to do is plug this new harness into the plug, like so. There we go, so that's in. Now we can plug this into the back of our unit. We're in. So let's just push that wiring back a little. Done. There we go. So I just need to get some new sticky pads now. And there we are. That's a super quick update. So hopefully that'll eliminate further background noise, but the sound quality really is excellent in here. You know, subject to the levels of the speakers that I've got, but beyond that, I'm really, really happy with it. Let's just check. Hey Siri, play Frank Ifield. I went across to Switzerland where all the odorless be. So, there you go. For obvious reasons, I can't play anymore. So I'll let you know how I get on, Alex. I will play around with that some more, but as always, if you want to incorporate Bluetooth into your Jaguar XK8, XKR, or any other similar era Jag, because he has lots of different systems available, I'd really recommend going over to Alex at Jagaux, and I'm sure he'll sort you out. So all sort of bird lime and watermarks. Ugh, all over my car. Well, that's not good. That suggests the memory has not been set and the battery has been disconnected. Well, it hasn't been disconnected, so yeah, I'm right, the battery is rather low. Oh, interesting. Let's try this door. didn't double drop and it rose. Yeah, so it's just the memory hasn't been set properly on the other door, even though I thought I had set it. Wind your window all the way to the top, keep your finger on a button, listen for the click, there it was, all the way down. Listen for a click, there it was. I'm going to do it again. Top, click. Click. Now wind it up to the top. Window drops, window rises. It's always easiest to watch here. Window drops, window rises. Yeah, if you ever find yourself when you lift the handle, the window drops, and you lift it again, and it drops, and you lift it again, it drops. Either the battery's on its last legs, and the car does not want to fail, as in the battery fail, with the glass pushed up into the seal, because you'll damage the seals trying to open the doors, or the memory has been lost. So do that little routine. But yeah, that seems to be working. I'll turn my ignition off to drop my mast. It's looking a little black on there. See if it goes down nice and smooth. Yes, it does. So, having just rinsed off the bird lime best as I can with a hose, quick going over with a little bit of snow foam. Like so. I'm going to put a bit on the hood, roof. Hood's such a confusing expression when half your friends are American. Well, this is the hood. You have a hood on a jacket as well, don't you? You pull up, keep your head dry. Really don't know why the hood became the expression for the engine cover in the States. That's a really interesting piece of etymology. You can explain other things, you know, simplifications, abbreviations, different source words. We use a lot of French source words, and Norse, stuff like that. But how did America get to the hood as something for this? I'd be really interested if somebody knows the answer. You know, call it what you like. I haven't got any issues with people calling things wherever they like. This is a Jaguar, or a Jaguar, or a Jaguar. I don't care. Call things what you like. But I'm really interested in that sort of stuff. Why hood? When clearly hood. Little Red Riding Hood. It's the bit that covers you. It covers the heads of the passengers. The only thing I can think of is it covers a cylinder head. But then, what are you calling the bit that covers the people? I know you call it a roof, but anyway, yeah, interested. Although I've used it and will use it again because good and cheap. Demon foam. This isn't Demon foam. This is Polar Blast, Auto Glim Polar Blast, that I've diluted. And I'm just using it in this because this is such a convenient little way of dispensing it if you've not got your jet wash out. I'll have comments saying you shouldn't be putting snow foam on your hood, John, because it takes the proofing out. Yes, I know it does. But now and again, it's a good way of cleaning your roof because, you know, snow foam, it lingers, it hangs around, it's a detergent of sorts. And I reproof my hood reasonably regularly, so I'm not overly worried. But no, you know, ideally, you don't use soapy substances on your roof. So I just got some fresh deionized water and a lamb's wool mitt, and I'm just going to use that to agitate the foam on there. But my preferred method, which I'm going to do, is now that that's sat for a little while, I'm going to hose it off, because that takes most of the debris off the car. And then what I'll do is reapply a bit of snow foam, give it another minute or so, and agitate it then, because there'll be less contaminants to mar up your paint. Makes me sound like a detailer and that my car's perfect. Neither could be further from the truth. But, you know, I enjoy looking after my favourite toys. So the snow foam will take some debris away with it. This is not powerful. It's on shower setting on this head. There's no real pressure. Just enough to lift a little bit of grime from the fibres. You can see it's quite a dilute snow foam. And then lamb's wool mitt time. And then I'm going to use a little bit of Demon Shine as a drying agent as much as anything else, but it adds a little bit of gloss to the car. Quick and easy way to dry it off. Now, I've talked about before, I'm using 0 ppm water. I can leave this car, it will dry without water spots. So it's not about that, it's just a little bit of top coat if you like. Don't like to put it on the windows, so just taking my dry microfiber cloth, giving the windows a buff, because that'll dampen my cloth, and just make sure there's nothing much on them. And then, as you can see, quite a wet car, very wet car, but use a little bit of Demon Shine, so let's just get that. You can put it on your rag or on the car. And I don't really know how it works, but it's a brilliant drying agent. So wax in there, obviously. Now you can see I'm leaving the remnants of water there, but that will evaporate off, leaving no marks, because the water I'm using is so clean. Well, I managed to get Purdy reasonably clean. Let's go straight back in the garage before she gets filthy again. So although it's gone bright, I think it's going to rain. Round the corner again. Just another go. Bit of fabric and hood protector. Just giving my dashboard a little rub up. I just use super resin polish, just car polish, because all you're doing really is polishing the lacquer. So no different than doing car body work really. Okay, the proofing on the hood seems to have evened out nicely as it's dried. So not like too shabby. Boot still needs organising, but I've put the flagpole in its bag there. Weather dependent, I might get the flagpole up. The winner of our little battery analyzer, I would call it competition, but it wasn't even that, it was just put a comment and I'll pick one, was Mr. Neville Hobbs. And he, I think, will be at Gaydon, or at least that's his current plan. So I've got his little prize in the car for him. Some cleaning materials. I'm still on my battery tender at the moment, but I'm going to disconnect that. Just renewed the cloth tape on my wiring here, which, if you remember, includes wiring for a camera these days, so that's why that's non-standard. And I've sprayed a little bit of tyre dressing on the wheels. Oh, on the tyres, I should say. And that's probably as far as I can go, because I'm going to drive this car for an hour and a half, go visit a subscriber who's kindly offered to give me some wheel nuts for Sapphire. Then I'll drive it for another 2 hours to Gaydon. Then park up overnight, then I'll drive it to Gaydon, and in that time it's going to get filthy. So I just wanted to give it a little bit of a dress up, nothing too razzmatazz. And then from there I'm straight off on a business trip anyway, so I'll be doing a few miles in Purdy over the next week or so. While I was away in Scotland, I was carrying my Cyrusha Komoda and Joe's DYU bicycles on the back of my camper van. Now the DYU is actually magnesium framed bike, but the Cyrusha is a very heavy bike. That's, you know, 35 kilo I think, so they're quite a weight between them. And I've got this Altera rack which I bought just before we went off on the trip, and I've got to say it's been absolutely brilliant. I've had it on and off the van so many times, really easy to install, really solid, good mounting points for odd shaped frames. So I have got a little video I filmed when I first got that, but I didn't know whether I'd put it on the channel because I thought, maybe it's not going to be very good. So that's done 1,300 miles with these two bouncing around on the back of it across Scottish mountain passes. So now I'm a big fan of that Altera rack. So I'll probably put the video up at some stage. Steel, still waiting to be fixed, and we will. And sapphire running. And as I mentioned in another video, I think what I'd like for that is for somebody else to have it as a project. Somebody who's able to do a little bit of spraying and is not scared to have a crack at a couple of pieces of welding. That's a really good project car because it's complete. It's technically on the road. Although I say that I think the MOT was a bit generous, but that is a car that runs and drives. It's just cosmetically challenged and does need the area behind the front subframe where they all seem to disappear. There's a hole there, and it needs some repairs on the rear arch behind the right wheel. The rest of it's, you know, livable with cosmetic. Rear bumper's loose. Lots of things to do, but great project car. First person to legitimately give me £1,000 for Sapphire can take them on as a project. And as I said, don't think about chipping me on the price. I've been very transparent. I paid £700 for it, and I've paid more than £300 to transport it. So £1,000 after I've got the thing running and working, and that's pretty much a bargain. Right, time for me to go in, get some tea, and next is driving us over to Gaydon. So, see you soon, folks. Love you all. Bye. If you're interested in any of the gadgets, gizmos and tools that I use in my videos, then very often I'll put a link to relevant items in the description below the video, but you can also go to amazon.co.uk/shop/ToTheGarage, and that will give you the ToTheGarage storefront. These are not things I'm selling, it's just a link to all of the Amazon based items that I've bought over the years which are relevant to the channel. Nice little feature. Thank you very much, Amazon. If you're enjoying our channel, then don't forget to subscribe and click the little bell icon so you get notifications of new videos.